Then I have A. Sankoma. I call him a lawyer's lawyer. Now, my fifth guest is Dr. Kwaku Boadu. Now, he's the only person on the show who wears two hats because he's a full engineer. So he's a member of your institution, a member of the bar as well. So, Doc, it's been alleged that people come to law when they want to retire and want something else to do. So, as a fully qualified engineer, your story may help us. What motivated you to study law? And which of the two do you consider yourself to be, a lawyer or engineer?
Well, it's true. I retired at 45 and decided to become a lawyer. And I'll tell you why. And I'll take a rather long route. Now, where did Google start? America. Where did Twitter start? America. Where did Facebook start? America. Where did TikTok, the Chinese company, where did it start? America. Just keep going. And if you look at the people behind these technologies, a lot of them are Europeans. In fact, computer technology was given to us by Charles Babbage, a UK citizen. So why is it that these companies, these technologies are starting in America and not in Europe, but they are being started by Europeans? And I can show you I can take you to Act 843, our data privacy law, and show you and give you the answer in that act. The simple answer is the kind of laws that America passes and the kind of laws that Europe passes creates the environment as to whether you can start this business here or there. And it is quite natural for us in Ghana, once a law is passed in Europe, we just copy and paste. So, like I said, I can take Act 843 and show you why Google cannot start in Ghana and Google cannot run in Ghana. I can take you to Act 769, the National Communications Act, and show you why I am bold enough to say on television that every telecommunication company in this country is a corrupt company.
Wow.
I have no proof, I have no evidence, but circumstantial evidence tells me that if you go to Act 769,
wow,
the president of Ghana appoints the head of the NCA, appoints the board of NCA, appoints the officers of NCA, appoints the staff of NCA. So by our law, any telecommunication company that has to operate in Ghana has to be nice to the politicians. So it is very easy for an investor to set outside Ghana, take Act 769, decide whether I'm going to Ghana or I'm not going to Ghana. If I'm going to go to Ghana, then I should be prepared to have nice relationships with politicians. And you know what that means, to be nice relationship with politicians. Okay. So, and again, back to Act 843, you will notice that America is unable to meet the data privacy standards of Europe.
Yeah, that's true.
So Europe does not admit America. So Europe has had to pass a specific law to admit Americans. What these things led me to was, my first profession was in computer science. I was a programmer for quite some years. And then based on a need, I moved to engineering. And after quite some practice, I thought I was at Zenith, because I noticed that not only should we push engineering in our country, but engineering policy is very important.
Okay.
Because by Europe not getting the policy right, they are unable to attract these companies. So if we want engineering to thrive, if we want investment to come into this country, you need to have your policies right. And how do you get your policies right when you don't understand the engineering, when you don't understand the technology? So this is what led me to study law. I just thought, look, let me pack leave and then pursue policy. This is
Wow.
how I ended up in
Now,
engineering.
thanks for sharing this. I wanted to just ask, could you have done it the other way? A lawyer who wanted to become an engineer, and you are 45, you are doing well in law school, and you say, oh, I want to learn engineering, so let me go and start programming. Do you know anybody who has used that route? Or it's more the easier route to start as an engineer and get into law?
Well, having traversed computer science, electrical engineering, and law, I will tell you, is an irreversible process. Simply because now I have, don't get me wrong, I have sat in class with some people who are today lawyers, and they are engineers and they don't even know.
Wow.
You see their way of thinking, you see the way they do things, and you know that this was the kind of classmate I had when I was in engineering school. So it's not about the quality of persons, but the nature of training that we give. So by the time you go through law training, if you have to come to engineering, that is an impossible task, because you receive training in a way that now to go back to the differential equations and the multiple integrals, and it's that's why I say that it's an irreversible path. Yeah. However, if you are a practitioner from computer science engineering, you want to go to law, it is possible to do it, because you then have to adapt to this new environment of having to read volumes and volumes of work, which is something that we don't do.
So let me stay with the point of how engineers